This is another quote that for the last 20 years plus has been a great inspiration to me, and I've never been able to find out who actually penned it originally. And it says, the optimist waits for the wind to change, the pessimist says it won't, meanwhile the realist sets the sails. And it often occurs to me that generally most of us fall into one of those three camps, and in 25, 30 years of trying to present some of these ideas, I've noticed that most people I encounter fall quite neatly into one of those three camps. And I'm not saying that they're necessarily wrong for doing so, I'm just saying that this is the way things are. And I think that at the moment, as we're finding through this incredible polarization and division and atomization around big complex global issues, that we're very much at odds sometimes with people we thought we might be in accordance with, and vice versa. I think this is a very interesting aspect of where we are now, the discombobulation of that whole kind of landscape. And I totally recognize that for the vast majority of people out there, they might not be interested or ever be interested in some of these issues. And I'm not saying that that's a problem. However, I would say that there are a lot of people who just believe that something like the global warming crisis, the COVID crisis, will just be resolved by human ingenuity. It's the sort of technophiliac response. It's like, well, we'll figure it out. The pessimists just don't really care anyway, and think it's all going to hell in a handbag and don't really care. And they're sort of fatalists. And again, that's just maybe their disposition. But then I would say there's maybe a small, maybe only 10, 15% of the human population globally that actually recognizes the problem and actually wants to do something about it. And I would say that the way that significant social change happens, as Margaret Mead, the anthropologist, said, never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And the Extinction Rebellion studies, a lot of these studies of how social movements have worked historically, have suggested that you might have a 1-2% of the population aligned over a certain issue, but once you get to maybe 3.5%, some studies say, you start to see a ripple effect in consciousness more largely. So at the moment, I really believe that it's within the grasp of a relatively small informed minority to reach out to another 10-15% who might be aware of some of this stuff, but just need a little bit more coaxing, a little bit more information and education to really get the big picture of what's going on. And there lies the hope. I don't believe that anybody's got a message that's going to resonate with 100% of people. At most, you might have something to say that resonates with 15-20% of people out there. I don't know. But I do think that is something we should always keep in the back of our minds, and that the realists out there at the moment are the ones I'm really, really wanting to engage with and to bring on this journey with me, because I really do believe that when there's a critical mass of us aligned around these issues, we can influence the future trajectory for humanity on planet Earth. Thank you very much.